Well, I currently am sitting here in our Magnum with our Vermeer 605 and cornstalk special, obviously. Baling the last full bale of cornstalks for us. We're on bale. This bale right now is number 171, and I predicted to Ronnie that there would be 170 bales out here roughly. Well, there's going to be 171 full ones. So, yeah, it's about 10:30, 10:40-ish at night. Here it's a Monday night. So, we're getting her done. Now we got 170 some bales to move. Sit here and watch her wrap. So yeah, there's going to be roughly 171 and a half bales out of this 40-acre field. We don't need to be hitting 1900 RPM. I've been running her right around 1730, anywhere between 1680 to 1730 RPMs is where I've been running her. I know it's not a full 1,000, but it still does just as good of a job. So, yeah, here's the last of it right here. Maybe even, no, it's already bigger than half a bale. We'll bring this one back to the farm with us. How about that? And that's all she wrote. Start wrapping her. Watch her wrap. Kick the PTO off one last time. Lift our tailgate up, and we're gonna go out there. And I'm gonna lock up my end gate and my pickup here, which is these two nice valves right here, which they rotate around and then you can't get to them, so then you gotta try and move them around. And what will ya? Oh, might have to put you guys down for that one. There we go. That way they don't settle near as bad. That fluid's just from the tank. I had it open to drain everything out. It's a good time to drain out now while everything's bouncing around. But yeah, there's 171 bales out here. I'm bringing that one home with me. But here's the rig. Obviously our 7120 all dualed up. Full LEDs all the way around. Gives you a nice little picture right there, eh? So we're gonna head her across the field now and take this rig home, and we're gonna go find me some dinner somewhere. So I can't talk too loudly. I don't want to scare the cattle that much. Don't worry about him. He's just been laying down for a while. He's just working on getting up. Anywho, I'm up here in the new cattle shed. I don't think I've ever shown you guys the finished result of this, but it is, hold on, I gotta check the date. It is Monday, November 27th, the Monday after Thanksgiving Day. And it is a cold 15 degrees with pretty decent winds from the west, which is that way. You're looking at the south right now. Anywho, if you guys have seen the old shed that used to be here, you'll know how much of a difference this is. This shed was built this summer. My Uncle Ben and Cousin Brant built it, and me and Dad and others helped along the way. But they did the majority of the work. We just came up here and helped hang trusses and put tin on. Otherwise, they did most of it themselves. But this shed turned out really nice. Really nice. Just basically use the old foundations that are were here previously from the old building. They're in good shape, so we reuse them. And then, obviously, we use culvert here. I can't remember what size culvert that is. Filled with concrete, and that's our support for the beams there. See what's around the water there. And as you see, there's no post in the middle like there was in the old building, so that is freaking nice. And I came up here because we got the other shed down below the barn. On the other, down over there, I'll go show you it here shortly, but when I bedded cattle yesterday, I chose not to bed that shed because I wanted to see if all the cattle that are in this pen currently, there's probably about 80 head, would pack in here. And I would say if they packed in here, they would all fit. But I don't like to push them like that, especially if I have an open shed down there. They could fit probably about 15-20 head in, so. But I figured I'd show you guys the new building here real quick. So we're now walking out of the building. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but there's a one's actually calmed down quite a bit compared to what it has been all evening. It's about 10 o'clock right now. I'm out checking waters because evidently the water in that barn down there never got turned on for the heat. It's on now. Shockingly, it wasn't froze up yet, but it's breezy from the west, northwest actually. So, but anywho, this is the new building. Nice red compared to the old galvanized painted tin. But we went for the open face front and the peak up there and the overhang, which is, if you know, this is basically a replica of our machine shed on the other side of the Quonset hut there. You can kind of see the peak of it there, but 12-foot tall ceilings, except for down in that end bay. You can see the beam there isn't cut out to 12. Neither of these ones here, but that's way freaking better than we ever had before. Whatever that was. But anywho, we'll go walk down here to the other shed I'm talking about that these guys have access to at the moment. So this last year, we've been locking them out of these little dirt patches here because my whole life, there's been cattle up to this fence on both sides. Over there and back over here, and it's just been eroding the hill away terribly. These guys, I don't know what it is with this clay dirt that's over here, they love eating the dirt. We'll line up here like it's a bunk and just eat the dirt all day long. Over there too. So right now they're all locked out of the dirt here. Dad'll let them in, which kind of ticks me off because I want to keep them out all the time, but he'll let them in every once in a while. Which is, you know, whatever. I guess knock down the weeds. Like a couple days will be fine, but he'll let them in for like months on end. Which is whatever. But anywho, this is all concrete down here. It's actually a concrete path up to that shed. Because back in the day when we were milking cows, that used to be dry cow slash heifer shed, you could say. So, you know, when you have calves that are born up there, bring them down here and into the calf barn, which is that lean-to there, back when this was the dairy barn. But anywho, past years we would bed the cattle out here, which you still do obviously. You see corn fodder here, the pole shed, which is the shed on the other side of the barn, and the upper shed there, the shed in the hill, we call that. So we'll keep on our journey down here. As you can see, these guys are all kind of ticked off because I woke them all up. They're all sleeping nicely up in their new shed. So, but anywho, you can see it's lit up like a prison around here. That's the way Grandpa always had it, and that's the way Dad likes it too. So, 3 lights in the silo, a light on the barn. It's nice, especially when you're walking around like this and wanting to check them all out. Especially for the 3 of us that work on the farm. Full-time, or not full-time, but when all of us that work on the farm here, me, Dad, Brant, Ben, whoever, we all work off the farm full-time, plus school or whatever. So a lot of times we'll get home past 5, 6 o'clock, whatever, and it's getting dark out. So it's nice to have light around when you're working cattle, sorting cattle, what will it? Especially this time of year, when it gets freaking dark out of 4 o'clock. So, crazy Jersey there. Anywho, they're all wound up for whatever reason because it's cold out. They get happy and wound up when it's cold out. But here's the pole shed. And they've had access to this all year round. They never get it closed off. Unless we're sorting cattle in. And the cattle that are getting sorted out go in that shed. Here's a friendly guy. Anywho, this is the old pole shed. This is actually the first building Grandpa built on the farm when he purchased it in '71. He built this building and then he built the silo, which is no longer here. But this old shed's, I like to get the barn here looking all nice and pretty. As you can hear, the ground's nice and frozen, but we're gonna turn around. These guys are all wound up for whatever reason. I don't know why. I guess then again, they're not used to having somebody walking around here at 10 o'clock at night. But anywho, that's the other shed, which now that I know that they could all pack up into that shed, but I won't force them. We'll continue bedding in here, but I like to keep them outside as much as possible. But especially, it's nice to bed them on the other side of this barn because the west winds don't touch them. Because you got a nice barn here to stop the wind. So you bet them, they'll lay out there even in the snow or rain, whatever. But you got a nice new shed there. Might as well utilize it. But yeah, that's what things are looking like around here. And then we got, I touched on this a little bit, I think, but the new bunk over yonder here, which is nothing too fancy. Get up here in the old bunk. Oh, just a J bunk with a cable system, which you got to come through and tighten it up. I'll come through, walk through here Sundays or whenever, and just check on it, make sure it's tightened up. But it'd be nice to put a windbreaker the rest of the way through here again, like there used to be, because it gets windy through here, and they don't like to eat in the wind. So you can hear the plastic over there flapping in the wind. But these guys over here are a little more protected from the wind, but they aren't. These are the smaller guys. These guys ahead of me here, oh, I don't know. They vary in age. Some grow faster than others, but some could be 6 months old, some could be 10 months old. But these guys come out of the pen that they get put into after they get weaned off of milk. So basically the first big pen they get to be in, where they get full silage. And in the winter time I'll throw in hay bales for them, but they get this. There's about 20 in that pen right now. And then you got the next side, which is just bigger guys. And you got the windbreak there. We try to bed them outside too, because this barn is shot. That's the next building on the agenda to get rebuilt, redone, whatever. Probably tear it down and build over that foundation, because there's a nice foundation there as well. But I don't know, that'll be next year's problem. It's winter time now, we ain't doing no building. These guys are all laying down nice, whatnot, till I came in and stirred them up. But I suppose it's getting close to 10:30 now. I ought to let you guys go. So that's all I have for now on this beautiful November night. It's finally turning cold now. Like the snow we have here in the ground is like the first moisture we've had in a while, which is good. We need we need moisture. It's dry. It's dry. I think it's honestly drier than the Sahara Desert, but you know, it is what it is. And actually, this weekend was really the first killing frost we've had all season long. There's still guys. Well, the one neighbor about 1.5 miles, 2 miles that way, kind of behind a corn. I think it was yesterday or whatever, one of these 2 days, and he's still getting like 25% moisture corn. So it's one of them goofy years, but it is what it is. You adapt and overcome. So that's all I have for tonight here from Turner Farms. Signing out for now.